Biden, just a couple months ago, you remember his Gates of Hell speech, right? It looked like that Office episode where Dwight Schrute was pounding on the podium, imitating, I think it was Adolf Hitler. But the point of all of that was Biden had the same demeanor as Dwight Schrute. He had this red lighting behind him, these two pillars, these guards, these two Marine guards, and it looked like he was giving a speech from the Gates of Hell. And what he said in this speech, he demonized and vilified Republicans to such an extent as no president had ever done before. He called us extremists. He told us that essentially, if you questioned the integrity of the 2020 election, if you were someone who voted for Trump, then your words incited actual violence. Your words were the equivalent of essentially homicide. He called us domestic terrorists, extremists. There's never been a more divisive speech given in the history of the United States where a president of the United States vilifies on a general basis the people of the other party, half of the country, the way that Biden did to Republicans. He did that right before the midterm elections, and it was effective. Fast forward to now, and he's acting like he wants to be bipartisan and work together. And conflict for the sake of conflict is not his style. He wants to have a unity agenda.
You all are as formed as I am, but I think the people sent us a clear message. Fighting for the sake of fighting. Power for the sake of power. Conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere. That's always been my vision of our country, and I know it's many of yours. To restore the soul of this nation, to rebuild the backbone of America, America's middle class, and to unite the country. We've been sent here to finish the job, in my view.
This is A, not true. B, there's no virtue in compromise in and of itself. Republicans should not compromise on matters of principle. But 3, this is pandering. This is the moment that shows us what Biden's strategy is going to be for 2024. He's going to pretend to want to work together. He's going to pretend that he's here at the table waiting for Republicans, the party of no, just to work with him, to get things done, to be centrist and not to just be someone stopping the legislative agenda that the American people, that would serve the American people the best. It's a lie. It's a hideous lie. It's a lie I take umbrage to after being told that I was a domestic terrorist by Joe Biden just a couple months ago before the midterms. But let me just say, this will be very, very effective if Republicans don't properly counter it. This narrative, Joe Biden painting himself as a centrist, pretending to extend the invitation to Republicans to come to the table and accomplish things that we both agree on, this is palatable to the American public. So you think about voters who are the proverbial low information voters, people who aren't ideologically Republican, ideologically Democrat, who maybe voted for Joe Biden because they didn't like Donald Trump. This will work to convince those voters to vote for a Democrat again, to vote for Joe Biden in 2024, unless Republicans prove him wrong. Unless Kevin McCarthy, as the Speaker of the House in the House of Representatives, unless he brings to the floor every single issue where Republican voters and Democrat voters actually agree, but Democrat voters are not in agreement with the Democrat leadership.